Yesterday, Apple released watchOS 26 Developer Beta 3. And let's go ahead and first look at the build number. So if we go down here, we go to General, we go to About. The build number is 23R5307G. Still got a ways before we get to that final release. The way I know that is usually that last letter gets down to B and A before the final releases. So we still got a good ways to go there. First off, as you can see, the Hermès watch is working again. Everything seems to be fixed. I even have my iPhone right here. So if I go and I show you right here, I can open up the watch app. Everything works as it should. So Apple has officially fixed the bug that was causing the watch app on the iPhone and the watch faces on the watch. And it was just a nightmare. And it all had to do with these watch faces right here. This is a Hermès watch face. And for whatever reason, there was some kind of code in there that was just causing things to crash. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the tweaks that I've seen in this build after 24 hours. So first off, if I go ahead and lock it, the little passcode buttons seem even more glossy than what they were before. They're definitely more bubbly as well. So that's kind of nice. I think this is a little bit better than what it was before. It's got this weird effect to it, I feel like. I don't know if I move it around, if that helps you see it. It definitely does go with that new glass feel because they do look more glass than ever before. Let's also take a quick look at the control center to see if anything's changed in here. Not much different here. You can still go into the edit, click the add, and you can do a new reminder. I don't know if that was in there as suggested before. You also have the new notes, which is really nice. You can quickly add a voice note. Really easy, right directly on the watch. This stuff is going to make the Apple Watch so much more powerful. We also have third-party apps as well, but none of these seem to really be working yet. Let me go ahead and try Waterminder just to see. So you can see they don't really have anything there, and we're probably not going to see anything until September when everything's released, because the developers themselves aren't going to be able to submit apps with like fully functioning control center support until the actual final release of watchOS 26. I just wanted to point this out because this is going to make this so much more powerful, and I can't wait until that is done and ready to go. I also thought it'd be good to talk about the new watch faces. Apple did add a glassier look to the Photos watch face, but they also changed the way the watch faces work. They broke them out into sections. If you scroll all the way down, you can still get to the all, but Apple has removed multiple watch faces. So let's go ahead and kind of go through and see which ones have been removed. So if we scroll through, the artist one is still there. And that one, you know, they kind of had sections in the old one. That one's still there. Breathe, California still there. Chronographic Pro still there. Color is still there. Contour, Count Up. Fire and Water has been removed. If that is a watch face that you have enjoyed, sadly it is going away with watchOS 26. We still got Flux on both, GMT on both. Looks like Gradient is also one that Apple has removed. So that's the second one that we've seen that Apple has removed. Now this one obviously has the Hermès watch faces, which the Ultra does not. So let's keep scrolling. Infograph, Kaleidoscope. Liquid Metal has also been removed. So we've lost like all the elements and like that kind of flow layout stuff. Lunar, Emojis, Meridian, Metropolitan, Mickey Mouse, Modular, Modular Compact, Duo. Now obviously the Ultra has the Ultra face, and that's the only one that has it. Motion, and then we got Nike faces. So if I go in here, we can say analog, bounce, compact, digital, globe. Sorry, I'm having a hard time scrolling both of these at the same time. Come on, hybrid. Okay, so that's the Nike ones. So let's get past the Nike. So numerals Duo is still there. Mono is still there. Palette is still there. Photos, there was a change to it, but it's still there. And there's that playtime one that was in the artist one here. Pride watch faces are all still there. So let's scroll through those. I don't think any of those were removed. Reflections is still there. Simple. Snoopy. Solar analog. Solar dial. Solar graph. Stripes. Time lapse. Toy Story. The Toy Story watch face is going away with watchOS 26. Now on this one, I am hoping that Apple kind of just like gives us a new one, but I'm not sure if we're actually going to get that or not. Typography. And then the Unity watch faces are all still there. We can scroll through those. Utility. Vapor. Vapor is another one of those kind of watch faces that they've removed that kind of all flows with that liquid metal and all that kind of stuff. So those are just gone. Let's get back to World Time is still there. Obviously, the Wayfinder is an ultra only watch face. And then extra large. So we got about a few watch faces that have been removed. Not too many this time around. Most of them kind of fit and flow with the same kind of style. But it's still sad. Every time Apple removes a watch face, I know there's people out there that love them and use them. And then they're like, why Apple? Why did you remove mine of all the other ones that you could have removed? And I'm sure Apple has some kind of reporting and they just feel like, well, not enough people use this for us to bother having to do anything to update it. Like, it really doesn't make much sense, but I'm sure there's some stuff that they have to work around and do each time they release an update with the watch faces. That's just kind of where we're at. They see ones that aren't really used that much, and they just figure, well, let's go ahead and cut those and focus on the new ones. Another thing that they updated that seems to be working better is the messages backgrounds. So sometimes they would work before, sometimes they wouldn't. So if I come in here and like I'm on my son's, let's go on my phone. If I come in here, I change the background. I'm keeping this blurry on purpose. Let's go with the water effect. Click done. Let that kind of sink over. And then it should come out on the watch as well. Let's see how long there goes. So now everything's kind of sinking over a little bit faster, working a little bit better. We can do one more. Let's go back out here. All right, so let's also check this one. So this is my own personal. I just text myself, so it's gonna be a lot of the exact same text over and over again. So just give it a second, see, there it goes. So everything's syncing over. I can come in here and I can actually change the background. So if I go to, let's just do a photo instead. Let's pick a castle photo. It's preparing and hit OK. And now it looks like the Messages app crashed. Let's see if it actually, nope, it did not take it. Let's just pick one of the defaults that they gave me. So let's just pick this one right here, which is all right, let's just pick this castle photo. Maybe this one will work better. Okay, so that castle picture saved. So let's go ahead and go back in and see how long it takes before that syncs over. I'm going to go ahead and go out, come back in, give it a second. Now the image might be a little high quality, so it may have to take a little bit longer. There you have it. Now it has synced over. You know, it does make it a lot harder to read the text messages when you're using a background. I personally am not a big fan of it, but I know there will be a lot of people that are and can deal with, you know, how all that works. Obviously, darker backgrounds work a lot better. A lot of details in the background doesn't work as well. All right, so here's the stuff that Apple actually talked about in this release. So there's a new accessibility section in the App Store to highlight apps that support accessibility, which is awesome. There was also an Apple Intelligence fix on the model. Looks like they mentioned the Hermès, fix the Apple Hermès crashing continuously. So that's great. They also fixed another issue with an assistant scheme, CloudKit fixes, Control Center. They have some known issues that they're pointing out that they have fixes for, and some new features as well. Nothing major. I also did want to take another look at the workouts. So if we go into doing a workout, we can see welcome to workout. So this is showing me the new workout navigation. I heard there was some updates to this. So you got your time to walk, and then you can kind of scroll through. It looks like before, if I recall, they took way more up in the very beginning. Like they took a whole page. Now we have something that where you can see a little bit more info, and it doesn't go full screen until you actually stop scrolling. So this is a lot nicer, I feel like. So this is a good improvement. It's still gonna take some getting used to compared to the other one. I haven't done another Workout Buddy workout. That's kind of weird to say, a Workout Buddy workout, since beta 3 yet. So I'll try to do one of those tomorrow and let you know how that goes. If you want that in a full video or in an update, just let me know. Leave a comment down below. So far, the Workout Buddy's been working pretty well for me. Now, I also just wanted to take a minute and just say, if you're not on the beta, I still would not install this beta on a watch. This is still developer beta. We're not even to the public beta phase. Even though there's a good chance that this build right here could make it to the public beta, it's going to be coming out soon. But even then, like with watchOS, it's so risky to install any beta on your watch, because if something goes wrong, the only way to downgrade is to send it into Apple. And it's just that wait time with no watch. If you only have one watch, I have two, I'm good there. Just so you know, this is just like the warning section of this video. Just be careful. Battery life on the watch has actually been pretty impressive. So I have charged it and it is up to 83%. I slept with this watch last night and I think it went down to about 77% overnight, which is much better than what, beta 2 and beta 1 gave me. So usually I'd go down to like 70%. So we're on the right track, but not everybody's been having the best battery life. I've seen plenty of people still having massive battery drain. And of course, it's still worse. Like I charged it 2 hours ago. I'm already at 83%. Haven't done a ton with the watch. I mean, I have been recording. The screen has been full on brightness, all that kind of stuff. So that does take a hit. But overall, like it is getting better, like for me at least. So that is awesome to see, and it's going to continue to improve. It just takes time. The betas are always going to take up more battery life than a final release because there's just more reporting going on to Apple in a beta anyway. Battery health on this watch is still at 100%, so I'm glad to see that. If you didn't know, Apple did replace my Hermès watch when I had the issue. I reached out to them. They sent me one in less than like 30 hours. It was ridiculous. So I'm super ecstatic for that. And this one seems to be like nearly brand new, if not brand new. But overall, this beta has definitely been more solid than the other ones. Once again, it is not recommended that you install these. So just putting that right back out there one more time. But I have enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed seeing this glass interface because I had to go a week without it, and I have kind of missed it. I like how vibrant the buttons look, how the icons look. I am all for this new update. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.